Hello.
Hello, welcome everybody to our afternoon Q&A. We have a couple of them today with Shannon Smith. And welcome to day one of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. People are having great fun. I've seen lots of comments in the group, asking questions, letting us know what you're doing. Some people have already started designing stuff, which is awesome. I am Heather Cameron, one of your co-hosts. I am the Techie Summit expert in the partnership. And Tracy, you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tracy. Company is the Embellish Connection, selling all different scrapbooking, card making, paper crafting supplies, and I just love working with Heather. How about that, eh?
And we are both in Canada, in Ontario, in Ottawa, Canada. We actually back onto the same forest, but we aren't both close to each other, both in the same area.
Wow.
And so we're excited. We're so excited to be doing a second summit. We did our first one in June, an awesome amount of people, awesome presentations, and we're excited to have about half of our presenters are from June, and the other half, like Shannon, are brand new to us, and it's exciting to bring you brand new people and doing that. So really excited. Hi, Debbie. So Debbie's in there, and Debbie's one of our presenters this week. Debbie was with us last time, so welcome. And we're going to do a few questions for Shannon, get ourselves oriented, and then ask any questions you have in the group about scrapbooking, card making, Shannon's project, and we will do our best to answer them. So our first question to you, Shannon, is,
okay.
Are you, whoops, I got to do this all the time. Here we go.
There she is.
Are you a card maker, or scrapbooker, or both?
I am a card maker. I want to learn. I'm intimidated by scrapbooking because the layout seems so big. I suppose if I tried to do maybe an 8x8, that might be more comfortable for me. But I'd like the small canvas that a card,
There's some
creates.
really good projects in here making mini albums for scrapbooking.
Oh yeah, I want to. I'm
There's
definitely.
a couple, I think 3 or 4 of them in here.
I've seen only one of the presentations so far, but I will be watching the rest of them.
Yes, so you might be able to do your mini one on the small.
Exactly. I'm looking for all that inspiration.
Our next question, I should have been our first question. Where in the world are you? Because we have people from all over the world as presenters. So where in the world are you?
I am in Pahrump, Nevada. It is an hour west of Las Vegas. So I'm right on the California-Nevada border. In Nevada, though.
Nice.
Cool. And the last question we ask all our speakers is, what got you into card making?
Like a lot of people, I came across a Jennifer McGuire video. Oh my goodness. She's a saleswoman at heart or something, because she hooked me immediately. The stuff she makes is so beautiful, and I was just, it was unbelievable, and I just couldn't stop shopping. Then I decided, okay, I better make something with all of this stuff. So now I'm a card maker and a presenter.
Awesome. And that's very cool. And that's kind of what I've learned in this community, because I am not a scrapbooker or a card maker, is that you can take your card making and become a presenter for other people and do things like that.
Right. I used to work as a medical biller and had to do a lot of training. So teaching kind of came naturally to me. And that's where I thought, when I saw these summits, I just wanted to really get involved. It seems like a great opportunity to teach what I really love. I enjoy making cards so much that I just want others to learn too. Hopefully, if that's I could inspire somebody the way Jennifer inspired me.
Well, I think you will.
That's what Debbie commented. How many of us got hooked by cards made by Jennifer? So you are not the only.
Definitely.
So, do you want to share a little bit about the project that you shared and what you did and your beautiful card?
Okay.
And sort of an explanation.
If you haven't seen it already, this is the card that I created, and I made. The focus is on the 3D, if you can see the dimension on these poinsettias. It's basically I worked with a specialty cardstock that I inked up first and then used some water to moisten the cardstock, and then we'll manipulate it so that it creates the curves in the flowers and gives it, you layer them after you make the curves, and it gives you that nice dimension that really, pops out. And the other thing that I do include in my presentation is that mailing a 3-dimensional card like this, I wouldn't just stuff it in an envelope. In fact, it's been my experience that these types of cards are my extra special cards that for that extra special person that I make. And so I've included some information about a site, and I did look into it before coming on today, that it is international. They work with different postal services around the world, and it's discount postage. So you can put your information online or put your address that you're shipping to, that information. You can print out your mailing label and use a box to mail a card like that.
Okay.
So they said it is available with Canadian Post and with Australian. I didn't look beyond that, but I figured if they're going as far as Australia, they probably go pretty far.
That's interesting.
It probably all
That's
depends
good to
on their
know.
mailing system stuff too. Yeah.
Right.
Good to
I'm
know.
going to
We have
Google
some
that because a
questions
lot
for
of
you.
my clients would like to know that.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
First question is, can you use that condensed styrofoam packaging stuff instead of the flower forming foamy thingy?
Condensed styrofoam. You know what? I'm not sure exactly what condensed styrofoam that you're talking to. I didn't use the flower foam. I used it's a flower forming paper, but it is in fact paper. You can do it with regular cardstock. I just wouldn't use be very sparse with the water that you add to it, because with regular cardstock, once you start manipulating it, it does have a tendency to tear. So depending on the cardstock you're using, I believe you could do it with anything that's going to absorb a little bit of water. So if that's if the packaging you're referring to will absorb some water, I would give it a shot.
Excellent. Ruth, let us know if that answered your question.
Ruth just added something. I mean, the black pad you use
Oh,
to form on it.
Oh yeah, that definitely. If it's not thick, I would even glue more than one together. Just put the glue on the perimeter of it and stack them up. You want to make sure that there's an area where the glue, because glue gets hard, that there's an area within the forming pad that doesn't have any glue, or doesn't get that really firmness from the glue when it dries. Hey, San Francisco Bay. I just moved from there 3 years ago. We lived Benicia Vallejo area.
Okay.
Sorry.
Next question was, it's okay. Hey, I have a question. Where did you get the blue container you put the glue in and the applicator for the glue? Love your presentation.
Okay, the blue container I got from Amazon, and the you said, and the applicator for the glue. I think I also got the applicator. I think I got the entire glue bottle with the applicator from Amazon also. I can look into, if it's not on my list of products that I use, I can look into that and put it in the Facebook group for anybody to find. But Spellbinders also sells a red container that does the same thing as the blue container that I use.
Sorry, because I admit it, I don't remember this part right now in your video. So what, do you have it handy? What is this?
Oh, the
container
blue
there?
container is this. The glue is probably dry in it because I haven't used it for a few weeks. Yeah, it's
Okay.
and you can use it. It's it has a lid, but I usually because I don't put a lot of glue in there. I just what I'm going to use for maybe 1 or 2 projects at a time. And then I have, of course, it's not near. It has this little applicator that you, that it's like a little tiny spatula. I mean, the handle is regular size, but the little spatula end is small. And you can just scoop it and put it on, and put it on your project. It's a neat little thing. I just don't fill it up with glue because it's not completely airtight.
I will check it out and just go, okay, I see what you're doing now. Yeah.
All these cool things that you have. I think scrapbookers just like things.
I
Card makers and scrapbookers, I think you like things and you want to pile things.
For sure.
Which is good for
Something
Tracy's
works,
business.
but then we might have this or that, that doesn't work to our liking. And so then we discover something else. We're like, hang on, whoa, what is that? Yeah, we do.
I'm always interested in something that you can convince me to buy. In fact, you don't even have to twist my arm.
I can tell by the rooms that you guys sit in. There you go.
Yes, my room
MS Lynn B, she would really appreciate the information. So we can put it in the Facebook group. And MS Lynn B, if you tell us your name, we can tag you in it. You never quite know when you see these names that come up on YouTube. What is the gift that everyone can get? So it's the ebook that you mentioned. So all of our speakers have free gifts that you can get as a general participant, and then many of our speakers have contributed to the VIP Fun Bundle. Shannon's done both, but if you want to give a little bit about your ebook, that would be great.
Okay, my ebook is about how to use a laminator, and it's called How to Use foil with or without a laminator to add to your projects. And the premise of the book is that you don't have to use hot foil plates and a hot foiling machine to add foil, that you can use a laminator and print any image or sentiment strip from a laser jet printer, and that toner that the printer uses to print the image can be used with the foil, and you run it through the laminator and you peel off the foil, and so basically anything that you can print, you can foil. And if you don't have a printer that uses that type of toner ink, you can either take your images and download them to a drive or a memory card and bring them to stores like the UPS store, or FedEx has a store also, or any kind of Office Max or office supply store. Anywhere like that, they can print the images for you. And you can even bring your own cardstock and they'll print it on your own cardstock. So if you don't have that printer, you can still do the projects with the laminator.
And just to help, because it's a laser printer, which is heat activated, kind of, which is why it'll work. So anybody who has an inkjet printer, don't use it, because the ink just spits out, I say, from the ink cartridges onto the paper, and doesn't work the same.
Right. A laser jet printer uses toner, which is a powdered ink, and that's what the foil, they're called, it's a specific kind of foil. They're called toner reactive foil sheets, and that's different from a glimmer foil or one of the Crafter's Companion foils. Those are meant to be used with plates and hot foil machines. The toner reactive foil is not meant for the hot foil machine.
Excellent.
Any other?
That's good information. And if the VIP bundle, you contributed the sentimental strips for all occasions. So what's in that one?
Right.
So if you're a VIP, this will be, so Shannon's contributed to the VIP. If you're a VIP, there's a bunch of gifts in there that you can get. If you're not a VIP, please go look at it. Just fixed a broken link. So if you tried it and it didn't work, I fixed it. This is day one little tricks of you think you have every link.
Okay.
There's a lot of pages and working parts in this.
I bet. The sentiment strips that I created, there's a folder or there's about 11 or 12 different types of strips, like gratitude and birthday, holiday, and each one there is a black on white and a white on black sheet of the sentiments. And these are the types of things that if you download it, you can bring it to the store, or if you have the inkjet laserjet printer, you can print them off, and that so it pairs with the ebook that I created with the laminating. All of those strips can be laminated, or you can just print them out and chop them up and do them just like that. And like I said, there's a sheet of black and white, and black on white, and white on black. So depending on the types of strips you want to use on your cards or on your scrapbook layouts.
And they're very, I'm going to say, like, very in, they're quite the in thing, these
Yeah.
types of printouts. They are. Yeah, they're very popular right now.
There's tons of them, and each sheet has 3 or 4 columns of the same sentiment. So if you like one particular sentiment, it prints out several times for you to use on multiple projects. Or if you're making multiples of the same project, you can use the same sentiment across your projects.
And I would assume, and this is the layperson who knows nothing about card making and scrapbooking, that you could use them on either.
Yes, definitely.
Which is really what, we get a lot of questions about which scrapbooking, card making, what are you? And it's like, we are Scrapbooking Summit, but there's so much overlap between the two that we have lots of card making, and you can use the techniques on both, which I think is awesome. Any other questions or any questions for Shannon in the comments? Let us know. I am seeing some people from Facebook, so welcome from Facebook. If you are a Facebook user, all we see is Facebook user, unless you put your name in, but we can see those comments as well. I have a question, and when you show your card as somebody who doesn't do this, and I know we have lots of beginners, so I get to ask the beginners questions.
Okay.
When you have that card, I could see it being a little bit intimidating. So what's the hardest thing to do on the card? Like, is it the flowers? Is it the petals? Or is it even as hard as it looks?
It really isn't. If you follow my video, the best thing that I would suggest is, if you're a beginner, is probably using a thick cardstock or the paper forming or the flower forming paper to create those flowers. But you will need dies and a die cutting machine in order to cut the exact flower that I used. But it's real. I've seen others do it, and that's how I learned the technique, and I got it on the first try. It was, and the rest of the card it's just a piece of scrapbook paper on the back. I put some ribbon. I put tape, double-sided adhesive, and then stuck the ribbon to 2 areas here, and then ink blended. I think I should have actually used colored cardstock for the sentiment, but those are also die cut too. But I didn't think it was, I guess the flower would be the most difficult part of it, to answer your question.
The most intimidating part of it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The most intimidating part.
Right.
So. I even just find where the ribbon is placed is different than, a lot of the cards you might see it totally diagonal. No, I like it. Like, it's different in a good way.
I can't remember which one I made on the video or not.
Oh,
Is it different? Is
sorry,
it different from the video?
no,
Oh,
I meant it's
okay.
just different. Like
Different. Okay.
you know, often we just put it straight across, or maybe a
Right.
full diagonal where you've got it on two different, like the top, bottom part, and I just
Right.
placed it right there, going, "Oh, that's an interesting idea." That's all. It's good.
We had someone who said, "I'm late. Are they printed on heavy cardstock?" I'm not sure, because that was when we were talking about
Probably the flowers, you would think.
the flowers. Yeah.
I would guess that they mean.
The flowers are cut from the. Gosh, what is the name of it? It's a product by Heartfelt Creations, I believe is the brand, and it's flower forming paper that I cut it from. But it could be cut from a heavy cardstock, like an 80 to 100 pound cardstock. For those interested in die cutting, in your opinion, is the investment worth it to purchase?
I might have an answer to this one too, so we'll let you both go on this one.
If you are already into scrapbooking, I would say yes. If you use things like ephemera already, I really like creating my own ephemera, and that's something that a die cutting machine is nice to have. If you're on the edge of whether to get it or not, I would suggest buying a used die cutting machine, and eBay has lots of them. In fact, and the die cutting machine that I recommend, being somebody that's purchased several different brands, is the Platinum by Spellbinders. I've had the best luck, even though it's a manual machine. I have had the best luck with the plates not warping and getting consistent cuts. So I hope that answers your question.
Tracy, do you have an answer to that question too?
Again, it kind of depends on, to me, you know, are you, I say, you know, going to be doing mostly cards? Because if so, then yeah, dies are definitely the way to go. But then again, as Shannon said, that if you're, you know, ever you're not sure whatnot, and you know, because there's more and more machines, a lot of them are electronic and that, and they're more expensive. So try and find a used one first. Just like Shannon said, it's not a bad idea. That way you go, yeah, you know what? I am using this. I do love this. Or I'm not using it as much, right?
So am I correct? So this is the layman person, Tracy. Am I correct? Shalina gave a really good comment this morning about what you should look for in a die cut machine based on what you do. And I thought she does produce her own, but she really was giving you a really good way of outlining your criteria. So if you haven't watched the video, I would go watch that. She had technical problems, so you can go through the first 15 minutes. Tracy and I were just jabbering, and then we can get to hers. But she did go through, I thought was a really good explanation of what you should be considering, what the maintenance costs are on all that kind of thing. So if you're thinking of a die cut machine, I recommend you go listen to hers. This is the person who was asking the question about the heavy cardstock. She said, no, the sentiments to print on the laser printer on heavy cardstock.
I would say anything from probably 65 to 100 pound cardstock would be good. If your printer has trouble taking heavier cardstock, I would go with the lighter, or the lighter weight cardstock. I know that my printer has difficulties with the Hammermill cardstock, but with the Nina cardstock, it's fine at the 100 pound weight. So it's if you don't use a heavy cardstock, I wouldn't do it on copy paper. I would say at least a lightweight cardstock. And when you do it, if you do use a lightweight cardstock, you can stack up layers of the same, just cut strips similar to the size of the sentiment strip and stack them up underneath it to give it some more heft.
There you go.
Excellent.
I think it's a good answer. And I'm just going to throw in another thing. Let's say you
Uh-huh.
use some of the lighter cardstock,
Uh-huh.
because I'm one just who I mat everything. Okay, so let's say you print it out, whether it's in white or black,
Mm-hmm.
and then that way you can, cut out your strip, mat it on the color, so that right
Right.
there
Right.
adds an extra thickness to it and the support,
Exactly.
and then put it onto your card or whatnot. Mhm.
Exactly.
But yes.
Excellent. Someone says, yes, my Epson Eco Tank can take up to 85 pounds. No, not 110 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Tracy would know this. Tracy knows printers on the other side, so I'm like, I don't know what these are. It's like, hello from Easton, Maryland. Any other questions or comments? Have any of you looked or tried the project yet? I'm always amazed at how fast you guys, some people get into implementing these projects. So please post your pictures online. In the group, if you're doing this, would love to see what projects you're putting in place as well. And I know that can't be better feedback for our presenters than actually seeing people take their ideas and putting them in place. So would love to see what you're doing if you've had a chance to do that. And if you have any other questions for Shannon or myself or for Tracy, let us know. And there is a delay. That's why you get the questions kind of back and forth. There's like a 30-second delay. Then you guys have to type the questions in and then we have to get them again. So it takes a little bit of time to do that.
Okay.
I just had a message from Miss Carrie. Most of her sites are down. So if you're looking for Miss Carrie's gift, she's having an issue.
Okay, good to know. For her right now. But okay, that's actually good to know. Not fun to do.
I have to read the whole thing, but she just wanted to let you know that most of my sites are down. Like, okay.
Okay.
So if we have any, if you have a problem with Miss Carrie's things, let us know.
Yeah.
we will let you know.
Please be patient.
He's working on it and being patient, so that's good. But yes, if you have any other questions, we would love to know, and people will be around all week. And just, the sharing, I think, makes a summit like this more enjoyable for everybody. The more you share, the more you interact. It's kind of that way of really sharing your passion that you guys have for this amazing thing called scrapbooking and card making, and sharing that is really cool. So can't download Miss Carrie's file. Yeah, Miss Carrie's having technical issues, Ruth. So yes, she's going to continue to check and hope that it's all up tomorrow, but we will definitely work with Miss Carrie to make sure that you guys have the information. But yeah, that's why you can't load it.
And anybody, sorry, Heather, but anybody who's having an issue, please just be patient and don't worry, you will get it. Even if it's, if you go, hey, we didn't get it because of, time and everything, you'll have it.
We'll work it out. We'll do as much technology as somebody who does all this and not going to jinx ourselves. Everything is wonderful when it works. When it doesn't work, it can be quite a challenge to figure out. And a lot of it's outside of their control anyways. Should I post anything in the group? I'll tell her in a sec. Yeah, so we can definitely manage that and do that if you're having trouble with Miss Carrie's stuff. So you're welcome, all of you. This is just the life of online worlds. Life happens. That's why we had to do the live a bit different yesterday. And things adjust, and that's actually what Tracy and I are really good at, is adjusting on the fly. It's one of the things that we do well together, is adjusting on the fly and just going with it. Yeah. So we really do appreciate everyone being here. Yes, we are going to be live again. So Tracy?
No, that was.
Oh, that was me. I was saying, yes, thank you guys so much for showing up. It's great to talk with you, and you might find me in the Facebook group later on.
Yes, definitely come in. There's a post in there as well, and we are live in another 30 minutes or so with Alicia from Australia.
That's right.
She was with us last time,
like
so we get
6 or something a.m.
We started the morning with someone from India. We're ending it with somebody from Australia. We have a lot. For those who are here, we have a lot of Aussies and New Zealanders on here. We have a lot of people from the UK. We have speakers from Israel, from all over the world. And that's one of the things we really strive for, is to give you some diversity. And that's a lot of the fun that happens with the crop. So if you're in the VIP bundle, you have access to the crop either tomorrow night at 7 p.m. American Eastern time. You can't just say Eastern time because Australians have Eastern time.
Oh, do they really?
Get into all these terms, right? Yeah. So American Eastern time, and the clock's changed in 2 different ways. So yeah, it's been an interesting week of. So yes, American Eastern time at 7 p.m. So the Aussies can do it. It will be your Saturday afternoon, and then we'll be live again doing a crop for the VIPs. You have to be a VIP on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's just a way to get to know, share some of your passions with other people who have it. And I know last year, people really enjoyed meeting people from other countries and other states and other provinces, and just getting to see and meet some people and share your passion. And that's really what this is all about. So absolutely. So thank you so much, Shannon, for participating in the summit. Thank you for being and doing the live. Thank you, everybody who's doing live. If you are listening to replay, please post your comments. Shannon, myself, and Tracy can cycle back. If you're in Facebook group, tag her. So for anyone wants to know, if you want to tag a speaker and they are in the Facebook group, just do @their name and it should pop up. It doesn't always, because people don't always use the same name. It's like sometimes we have slightly different names, but you can do that, or tag Tracy and me, and we will tag them if you have a specific question for any speaker. They all have their own posts. So Shannon has a Q&A post. They all have posts that are going in each day. So I posted the ones for today. We'll post the ones for tomorrow. So you can come back and ask questions on their posts as well, and that's the way we'll know they're there. So if you have any specific questions on any of the projects you're doing, you can do it that way. So any other questions for the people online? It's going to take a bit of seconds for that to go through, but we really thank you for being here. Thank you so much. We will work with Miss Carrie about what's going on with her. And, be patient, because we are here to serve and give you the best experience possible, but things happen.
And I want to see everybody's cards that they do with the poinsettia soon. No pressure, anyone.
I'll start getting posted. I think it was like the last time they got posted really fast, because one of the projects, everybody was like, oh, I really want to do that. So they got posted really fast. But I do know people will post them as they go along. So thank you, everybody. We will be back in a half an hour, approximately, with Alicia, and come and join us for that. And we may have a surprise one coming today, or an added one for tomorrow. So keep your eyes on your Facebook group and things like that, and we will do our best to keep you informed. Thank you. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Enjoy.
Bye.